Hey y'all, welcome back to Everything Plus the Kitchen Sink. I'm your host Paula, and this is where we talk about life, love, family business, and of course, the kitchen sink. Today's episode is a special one because I'm sharing how my baking business, Paulie Pops by Paula, got started. Spoiler alert, it all began with cake pops. Where it all began. So, I can honestly say I didn't always have a love for baking. I didn't even learn how to cook until I had my children. I started having my children, and my kid's father actually taught me how to cook. So I wasn't one of the ones that was in the kitchen with their mother or their grandmother, learning the family secret macaroni and cheese or potato salad or something like that. But I do recall my mom making these strawberry shortcakes made with store-bought sponge cakes and store-bought whipped cream and strawberries, and she would put those together, and I thought they were just like the best thing ever. And I had to be like, I want to say like 14 or 15 years old, but to see her cooking or standing there, I just didn't. Yeah, I was not one of them kids that just stayed in the kitchen. And granted, my mother cooked, but her bake, no. I don't recall when my grandma used to bake, unfortunately, because it was just so many of us. And when I say so many of us, like my cousins. So I really didn't know. I didn't learn how to cook until I was about 19, 20. I had my first daughter, when I was 18. So maybe at 20, I think I started cooking stuff. But I didn't learn until like later on in life. So I can't say my creative space was always baking, because yeah, no. However, I can say in 2011, my youngest son, he was turning 2 that year, later on in the year. But I've always been one who loved to be creative and hands-on. So that was always me. But being creative and baking and stuff, no, that just wasn't me. So in 2011, I want to say in like January, I came across a video on Facebook, and I think it was Facebook or YouTube, so don't quote me on that, but it was one of those. And I seen a lady making what she called cake pops, and I was like, oh, those are cute, those are creative. And mind you, I'm not even a cake person. I don't I don't really eat cake like that. So for that to even pique my interest, I don't know. But I was like, that looks neat. I haven't seen that in my area at all. So this is before even Starbucks came out with their cake pops. And I was just like, let me just try my hand at it. Not thinking to start a business. However, looking back on Facebook memories, I tell you, it bring up some strange stuff. But anyway, looking back on my Facebook memories, I saw that I had said, I'm looking to create a hustle or start a hustle or have a side business or side gig, something to that effect. And for this to actually come about, for me, it was just out of nowhere, because this definitely was not what I was thinking about. Because I also braided hair, I did craft stuff, so this just wasn't it. Nevertheless, I went to AC Moore when they were around. I don't know why they closed AC Moore, because that was like one of the best craft stores in my opinion. But now they have Michael's, high price as hell. But I went to AC Moore and got the supplies, the chocolate, the sticks, the bags, got a box of cake mix, some frosting, did the things I needed to do and put it together. And actually, it came out good. It came out, for me, it came out great. It wasn't my first chance in doing it, it worked out for me. Some people I hear, they like, I can't keep it on the stick. It won't. I followed the instructions. I wanted that knows how to follow instructions. So I didn't have an issue with it. And I posted it on Facebook just to post, my creative work. And people were like, are you selling those? Like, I didn't think so. I didn't think I was, but maybe. And by chance, Valentine's Day was coming up, and I had orders. And your girl was in business. That's how Paulie Pops got started. Just posting something that I just did for fun, and someone decided to take a chance and order. I did flower bouquets. I got some vases from the Dollar Tree when it was just $1. They're $1.25, and I think they said they're going up on their prices again. But I got that, and I want to say I got some artificial flowers, roses from AC Moore. Took those apart. Got so creative, and I want to say I don't even recall seeing someone else doing that. And it just worked out for me in that way. Bagged them up in some cellophane. Yeah, that's how you say that. And I sold them, and it just literally worked out that way for me. And that became my signature. I didn't even start making cakes until maybe a year later. Yeah, like a year later, I want to say. And that's the origin story of Paulie Pops. Now, how Paulie Pops, the name came about. Nothing too radical, but my name is Paula, Paula, and I actually had a childhood friend who, to this day, he was calling me Paulie. Not sure how he may have spelled it, but I took credit. I took it. And decided to call my business Paulie Pops, because I'm like, okay, these are like pops, cake pops, whatever. And I wanted to do a play on my name, so Paulie, Paulie, I decided to do. So thanks, Ron, for inspiring my name. So yeah, it was Paulie Pops by Paula, where cake meets stick. That was my little tagline. And I started my Facebook page, started posting my pictures, and the rest is history. The rest is really, really history. So, turning my hobby into a hustle. So now we taking orders. When I say we, I say me. I have always been solo dolo, with the exception years later, my oldest helping me out. But I have always been solo mission. That's me. And trying to juggle orders, life, kids, work definitely was not easy. I went through sleepless nights consistently. I struggled with pricing. I struggled with burnout. And then saying yes too much. That was my problem. I took every order. Hold on. Let me see if I can find my order book. So, as I was saying it, I was like, damn, I got my order book from when I first started. I kept this from when I first started. This is my order notebook I started. Oh my goodness. This is, and I have not looked in this. I still got business cards in here. I need to be using these. I still got business cards in here. I don't even pass business cards out anymore. Yup. Oh, this is so cool. I'm about to start back passing my business cards out. Child, these business cards cost money. But look, This is some of my first work. This is visual for people who are actually watching the video. But, oh my goodness. Look at these. I have a story behind these. I made these little turkey cake pops. I don't even know when, but I made these for one Thanksgiving. And my mom, I gave her some or whatever in Thanksgiving is in November. Child, why come shoot, I want to say like May or June of the next year, I'm in her refrigerator. Why she got these damn cake pops still in her refrigerator? She said she didn't want to eat them and she didn't want to throw them away. I'm like, Ma, if you don't throw these old I love my mom to death. Oh my God. She really, really supported me. Okay, so yeah, I printed these out in 2000. This paper says 2013. So I printed these out. And it says November. So 2013. So in 2014, she still had these goddamn cake pops. Oh my goodness. This is a walk down memory lane. This is a walk down memory lane for sure. And mind you, this is now 2 years later, because I started in 2011. These are from like 2013. Yeah, I printed out my work. But yeah, I had order forms. Oh my goodness. This is definitely, my price list. Ciao. Look at my little price. I'm going to just tear it out. But this is my little price list. You can get basic cake pops for $12 or $15. And even now, to be honest with you, I'm not overpriced. I definitely am not overpriced because my basic cake pops start at $25 for 12. And for this what is it, $10 increase? That's not bad. That's not bad. I definitely have been one that does not want to hit people over their head for, pricing cakes, because I have cake pops or cakes. I have seen some overly expensive basic cake pops. But yeah, I got a lot of little order forms in here that I kept up with. Oh my goodness. Oh man. This is definitely a walk down memory lane. For sure. So many supportive people. So many. And I remember doing a like 100th order giveaway, and my sister won that one. But this is too neat. Oh yeah, that was definitely a walk down memory lane with that book. I'm gonna have to go through that in more details for myself. So yeah, I didn't know anything about business at first. I was just figuring it out along the way. Like, I started cakes later, but once I built the confidence, people just started ordering, and it became a part of my livelihood. This little gig here. It became a part of my livelihood. To this day, it is a part of my livelihood. So all the support you all give me, it's a part of my livelihood. This is not just now I do it just for fun. No, it pays bills. It definitely pays bills. So, what keeps me motivated? My children. And as cliche as that may sound, that is the honest to God truth. My children motivate me every day, because some days are just extremely rough, but I got people little people, young adults, however you want to call it. I got people looking up to me. They can't survive without me. And I can recall before we moved into this house in 2019, my oven went out. We had a condo we were renting right up the street from here, and the oven went out. I called the property management, and I want to say some days later, they called me back and was like, oh, we found out that you're running a business out of your home. I was like, oh, okay, I'll stop because I'm like, I need a place to live. They was like, okay, we appreciate that, but you have, I think it was like 60 or 90 days to move. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I gotta find a place to move to. And that was frustrating enough because I was literally the only person in the household who had a regular 9-to-5 job. And I knew it was going to fall on me. But nevertheless, I was coming out of Dollar Tree and received a phone call from a lady. And she was like, hey, is this Paula? I was like, yeah. She was like, this is Tiffany. I'm a realtor. She was like, back in like November or December, I ran into your husband and y'all were talking about purchasing a home. And you just said it wasn't the right time. And I was like, okay, yeah, I think I'm interested. I just found out I need to move, but I don't have the funds. I don't know about my credit. And she was like, no. Let me worry about that. Let's meet, discuss, and see where it goes. That was in January. In May 28th, I was at the closing table. I had just, at the time, been promoted to a higher position. Everything just started to fall into place. Wasn't nothing but God. I ended my relationship of almost 20 years. And things just took off from there. I became a homeowner. I didn't even think about it because I'm like, how am I going to do this with 4 kids on the income or more? But my realtor, Tiffany Lewis, amazing. She is and was amazing. She was pregnant. When I went to go look at this house, she went into labor. She went into labor on her way to come meet me to look at this house. And she called the person who was supposed to do the showing. And she was like, you still want to go? I was like, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, I can. Looked at the house, fell in love with the house. I text her. I said, hey, I know you're busy right now. But I really love this house. And she texted me back a little while later. She said, yeah, I'm a little busy, about to push her out, but I'll be in touch soon. While the next day, she had my contract put together for this house. And the rest, history. I'm like, I'm a homeowner. I don't have to worry about nobody calling saying, hey, you can't be baking out your home because this is mine. Granted, I have an HOA, but that's a whole nother story. But I've been baking here, taking orders, all that with no problem now. I'm telling you, God works in mysterious ways. I am a firm, true believer. He has done some amazing things for me. And I could have easily just given up on Paulie Pops then. But nope. He has something better for me. And I'm so appreciative of it. So appreciative. So I'm going to start having kitchen sink moments. This week's kitchen sink moment. It's a quick baking tip, so it's not going to be that serious. So since I started out with cake pops, my quick baking tip is to chill your cake pops before dipping them. Cold pops equal a smoother coating. So if you have an issue with your cake pops staying on a stick, make sure they're chilled, not frozen. You don't want to do frozen cake pops. Chill for about 30 minutes in the refrigerator. And if you do need to use the freezer, let's say 10, maybe 15 tops. And that's pushing it. So chilled cake pops before dipping into warm chocolate, not hot chocolate. So that's my quick tip. Thanks for listening to my story. Whether you bake, braid, sew, or sing, whatever your gift is, don't be afraid to start small. Your passion is valid. Just do it. All it takes is for you to start. I know it's someone out there has a great idea that they've been sitting on because they're afraid to put it out there in the universe. What's going to happen? You fail? What's going to happen if you don't do it? Just do it. You'll be okay. I promise you. Look at me. I've been talking about doing a podcast for some years now. And I don't know what stopped me, but I'm here now. I'm putting it out there. Everything plus the kitchen sink. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, please follow, leave a review, and share it with a friend. And don't forget, next episode, we're talking about balancing motherhood, work, and running a business without losing your mind. Until next time, keep it sweet and bring the kitchen sink.